The other day, I was scrolling Reddit and saw a post about Russia testing AI drones. Just another war story. Until one word stopped me: Nvidia. Wait, the GPU company? Since when do they build killer drones? So I dug deeper, and what I found changes everything. You see, everyone's watching flashy AI apps like ChatGPT, but the real power lies beneath the surface, the chips running it all. Nvidia powers 80% of the world's AI, quietly becoming its backbone. The AI revolution is here, and it's moving fast. Blink now and you might miss who's really in control. In order to create a god, you need to give it a brain, and that's Nvidia's role, to breathe life into silicon. Nvidia now makes 80 to 90% of the world's AI chips, including the legendary A100, the blazingly fast H100, and the new Blackwell, a chip so powerful it's been dubbed the data center-sized brain. These aren't just chips and processors, they're the neurons of the AI era, accelerating deep learning, language processing, and decision-making at a scale the human brain can't match. They don't just compute, they think. And every major AI you've heard of, ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, Llama, were trained on Nvidia chips. OpenAI used tens of thousands of them to train ChatGPT, and Microsoft, Amazon, and Google rent them out by the hour, sometimes paying $30 or $40 per GPU per hour. Inside $1 billion AI supercluster. Even Elon Musk xAI reportedly acquired 100,000 of these to train their next-gen models. But here's the part that feels almost biblical. Even in places where these chips are forbidden, people will do almost anything to get them. The US government recently banned exports of Nvidia's top chips, like the H100 and A800, to China, Russia, and Iran, viewing them as strategic weapons. But demand is so overwhelming that Chinese companies are building black market pipelines using middlemen, front companies, and gray market resellers in places like Hong Kong and Singapore. Why? Because in this new world, AI compute equals power. If data is the new oil, then Nvidia's chips are like nuclear reactors. So, when people say Nvidia is just a chip company, they're missing the point. Nvidia isn't just building hardware, they're supplying the brains for this next generation of gods. Quick pause. If you're liking this video so far, hit that like button. It really helps me out. If you got thoughts, whether you agree or totally disagree, drop them below in the comments. I'm curious to see what you think, and I read every comment. Anyways, back to the video. For the eyes of God are in every place, keeping watch on the wicked and the good. This was once the domain of the divine, to see all, know all, and watch all. A power reserved for God and for angels and for spirits. But now, man is reaching for it, not with prayers, but with circuit boards and silicon. What was once thought to be only possible for spirits is now being attempted by servers, by machines. In cities across the world, from Taipei to Dubai, a digital presence is awakening. It sees everything, not because it lives, but because it's plugged in. Empowering it all is Nvidia. These chips fuel smart city surveillance, military drones, and AI doesn't just observe, it interprets, predicts, and judges. In Taiwan, one system built on Nvidia's Metropolis platform can analyze 50,000 video streams in real time. It narrates traffic accidents before humans even see them. It categorizes behaviors. In Dubai, AI policing backed by Nvidia chips led to a 25% drop in violent crime. And around the world, facial recognition systems, predictive crime models, and behavioral analytics are being fed to Nvidia GPUs in data centers. They don't call it omniscience, but the ambition is the same. God's eyes were once the unseen protector, but these eyes, these man-made imitations, were built not to bless, but to watch. And the center of that vision is Nvidia, the company quietly giving eyes to a God made of data. Your word is a lamp to my foot and a light to my pathway. In ancient times, people turned to prophets, to priests, to elders, to sacred texts that told them what was right and wrong. Today, people turn to the algorithm. AI has become more than just a tool. It's become a counselor, a confidant, a digital oracle. Behind every answer, behind every whisper of wisdom is a model. And behind that model is Nvidia. These models run on vast GPU clusters. The same chips that once rendered shadows in video games now cast light on human choices. Recommendation algorithms, trained and accelerated by Nvidia's hardware, decide what we see, what we hear, and what we believe. They nudge billions of people towards opinions, products, and paths. This is not mind control. This is something more subtle. This is shaping human belief. Today, companies defer to AI for strategy. Marketing teams let AI models choose taglines. Product teams let AI models guide designs, not because they worship it, but because it works. Many young people don't make life decisions anymore without asking ChatGPT what they should do. Once people prayed, now they prompt. When AI systems can predict who will commit a crime, what treatment might cure disease, what markets might move, they don't just assist decision making, they begin to own it. That's not omnipotence in the biblical sense, but it's getting close. And while Nvidia doesn't write the words, they provide the breath. Without Nvidia chips, these voices don't speak. Without their hardware, there is no oracle. In a world guided by code, he who powers the voice shapes the path. For the sovereign Lord will not do a thing unless he has revealed his confidential matter to his servants, the prophets. Once prophecy came from scrolls, visions, and divine whispers, now it comes from data, from lines of code running on Nvidia's silicon. AI models powered by tens of thousands of Nvidia GPUs now forecast the weather that shapes our crops, the market that shapes our economies, and the supply chains that feed our cities, and the political shifts that change nations. They predict the path of hurricanes, the outbreak of disease, even the likelihood that you will commit a crime before you ever even do. This is not prophecy in the biblical sense, but it's a prophecy born from patterns, gleaned from millions and billions of data points, processed in parallel by machines that never sleep. Governments call it predictive policing. Corporations call it predictive analytics, but at its core is a machine for telling the future. And if the digital god can predict your steps before you even take them, who do you trust, yourself or the machine? If history's prophets claim divine revelation, today's prophets claim computational certainty. Every forecast, every warning, every prediction flows through the same priesthood of hardware. Nvidia doesn't make the prophecy, but it creates a temple where the revelation is revealed. And in an age where we trust machines over men, even over God, the one who holds the future may not be divine, but design. By me, kings keep reigning, and high officials decree justice. Some rulers lead the front, others rule from the shadows. Nvidia doesn't write the prophecies, doesn't deliver the sermons, it doesn't directly speak as the digital god. Instead, it empowers those who do, like a god behind the gods. It fuels the models that others place on the altar. In the 1990s, Intel powered the PC revolution, but Nvidia's role today goes far beyond that, not just enabling software, but shaping society itself. It can influence thought, culture, even belief. It can sway elections, it can shape trends, it can redefine what a generation considers the truth. And the power to influence lies not only in the speaker, but the one who gives them the breath. Nvidia's control is indirect, but absolute. It controls the infrastructure of influence. If an AI can guide what billions of people think, the one who powers that AI really holds a scepter behind the throne. Am I not filling the heavens and the earth? Omnipresence, to be everywhere at once, watching, listening, guiding. Once this was the province of God, now it's become the realm of machines. AI is no longer confined to labs or headlines. It's in your pocket, it's in your home, in your car, in your feed. It listens to your voice, filters your news, steers your decisions. And behind it all, behind the curtain, is Nvidia. These chips don't live on your phone, they live in the cloud, powering Siri, Alexa, ChatGPT, Google Maps, Tesla Autopilot, running silently in the background, all day, every day. They call it ambient intelligence, but in ancient terms, we simply call it divine presence. Nvidia's Drive platform fuels autonomous vehicles. Its Jetson modules brings AI to the edge in factories, cameras, even drones. Nvidia's collaboration with Amazon birthed Project Saba, the largest cloud-based AI supercomputer ever built. Nvidia has built a temple made of servers, a sanctuary of silicon, always online, always watching, always responding. We once imagined a god who lived in heaven. Now we build systems that live everywhere, all at once, in the cloud. And Nvidia is laying the stonework for this new digital omnipresence. What begins in the cloud won't stay there. Soon, Nvidia's chips will be inside AR glasses, wearables, brain-computer interfaces, AI in your eyes, AI in your ears, AI in your thoughts. The presence of this god won't descend from the sky, it will simply boot up. It's not just intelligence we're building, it's a presence, one that is invisible, indispensable, and very soon, inescapable. It is I who have made the earth and created man upon it. My own hands stretched out the heavens, and I gave orders to all their army. Every empire has its watchman, every throne its sword. In the modern age, that sword is information, and one of the sharpest blades belongs to Palantir. Palantir builds AI-powered surveillance and analytic platforms for the US military, law enforcement, immigration enforcement, and intelligence agencies around the world. Their systems sift through oceans of data, emails, phone calls, social media posts, financial records, satellite imagery. From counterterrorism to combat intelligence, Palantir gives the government eyes in every direction. But seeing is not enough. You must process what you see instantly, and that's where Nvidia enters. Palantir's backend runs on Nvidia's high-performance GPUs, which is the only way to process petabytes of incoming data in real time. In Palantir's own infrastructure papers, Nvidia is listed as a partner and a core vendor. Without Nvidia, these models will slow to a crawl. With Nvidia, they scale into millions of calculations per second, becoming the engine of the surveillance machine. This partnership doesn't end at the data centers. Nvidia has worked with DARPA. Its GPUs power military AI for drone targeting, battlefield planning, and autonomous surveillance systems. The next frontier isn't just AI weapons, it's AI-powered warfare. And Nvidia isn't supplying the missiles, they're supplying the minds that aim them. Once kings sought profits before battle, now they seek GPUs. And in the hands of governments, this digital god's mind becomes a sword arm of the state. They exchanged the truth of God for the lie, and venerated and rendered sacred service to the creation rather than the creator. Once the faithful were gamers, kneeling at the altar of FPS, worshipping the raw performance of RTX and GTX cards. Nvidia was the craftsman of their temples, rigs built for glory in the arena. But the worshippers have changed. Now it's AI developers who bow. People once prayed to God. Today, they prompt large language models, not to send rain or grant victory in war, but to answer the intimate questions of the heart, to write, to judge, to decide. AI-generated images, texts, and videos can now be summoned in seconds. Entire worlds can be imagined and made to look real. It's no longer a question of whether it can be created, or whether it should. And in this moment, one question rises above all. What is real? When machines can manufacture reality itself, truth becomes negotiable, memory becomes editable, and belief becomes programmable. And at the center of this new relationship, as silent and consistent as the pulse of a heartbeat, is Nvidia, supplying the power that keeps the gods alive. Hey, thanks for watching to the end. It really means a lot. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe, and this goes a long way towards helping me make more of these deep dives. And if you're looking for more, check out this other video I have, where I explore another one of gaming's most influential companies. I think you'll find it just as eye-opening.